Today I'm going to make one of these ship captain style desks by repurposing this roll top desk and a few other pieces of free found furniture. And while I am completely open to the design being dictated by the materials I've salvaged, I do need it to hit a few specific needs, like overall dimensions, ample storage, hide unsightly cords, and most important, I want a desk that fits my personality and promotes creativity. I thought that transforming this Craigslist freebie would be a great starting point, but it's huge! So I'm gonna carefully cut down the top to fit my required dimensions. I also want to rebuild the drawer unit that the top sits on. With just a few simple cuts on the front and sides, I can now utilize more of the original roll top desk drawers for storage. Unlike the roll top desk though, I want my desk to be open on top. I thought I'd cut and reuse the roll top as a fun trim detail. Well, isn't that nifty? I also want to disassemble the two under cabinets and cut them to scale down the width and the depth of both. I can use some of the old leftover wood and make some new drawers. Now I'll have a ton of storage. I added an overhang to the top and bottom of the cabinets as well, so that 1, they're more stable, 2, it gives the appearance that they sit back more under the top, and 3, it adds additional height so I can use it as a standing desk as well. By adding some more of this roll top banding, it adds some visual weight to the overhangs, as well as creating some detail consistency. The space that these overhangs create also allow me to use these beautiful doors. And by cutting and adding these curtain rods, they help create more of that Davenport look that I'm going for. Davenport? Are we making a sofa now? A Davenport, not to be confused with the sofa, gets its namesake from Captain Davenport, a British Royal Navy captain who first commissioned the design in the 18th century. Henceforth, the AKA ship captain's desk. They were small writing desks with an inclined top that housed multiple small drawers, as well as a chest of larger side drawers. Well, I have a problem. I'm at the point where I've used up all the large pieces of wood from my roll top desk, chopped and reconfigured them to make the bottom of my desk, but I still need to make the top section to house my computer and drawing tablet, as well as all the hard drives, headphones, speakers, and other stuff I use on a daily basis. So I'm laying out some of my favorite parts from the other free furniture finds to see if it's possible to cobble something together that'll work for the top. This, to me, is the fun part of the challenge, and the reason why I didn't want to do a design for the desk. Instead, I wanted to remain open to allowing the existing parts I have influence the outcome. I find most often, with a little creativity, ingenuity, and a little luck, I can usually create something fairly close to what I have envisioned. Now that I have all the main components in place, I want to drill some holes. Working my way from the top, all the way to the bottom, and out the back. When I built all the drawers, I left enough clearance space behind them to feed all the power cords of the electrical gadgets through. Oh, the prospect of hidden cords. Nothing detracting from the overall appearance. Clean and organized. I love it. The dilemma that I've had for basically the entire build has been deciding on the type of finish that I want to use on this desk. Do I want to play it safe and do a more traditional dark stain ship captain desk, or do I want to go more playful and non-traditional? So I've spent the day just testing out different colors and finishing techniques, as well as starting to figure out which parts of the desk I want to apply each of those to. Alright, I've decided that if I were to go with a traditional look, dark stain over the whole thing, it's gonna feel like it belongs in a medieval monastery. Too drab for my taste. And as I said in the beginning, I want a desk that fits my personality. So I'm gonna go with a playful look. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I want it to look like a desk that one of Santa's elves might sit down at to design some toys. Fun and wacky. Why not? To me, that sounds like a comfortable desk to work at for hours on end. You know, part of the reason why I decided to go with the multicolor palette,
Ooh, boy. Look at that color.
is the uncertainty factor. Whenever I'm at any type of artistic crossroads decision between doing something safe or familiar versus doing something I'm not quite sure of, I always try to pick the unsure route. While I may have to work harder to achieve a finished look that I'm happy with, I feel that I always learn a bunch of new stuff along the way. I'd much rather try something outside my comfort zone and fail than just play it safe all the time. Besides, in the end, it's just some paint. I can always change it. I really want to add some fun details to break up the side panels, so I laser cut and engraved these plaques and 3D printed our company coin logo to go on them. I also want to add some additional aged copper and brass accents throughout the desk. So I picked out some of my favorite drawer pulls and knobs that I removed from the old furniture pieces. I think these will give a great pop of color, helping to break up the large blocks of color, guide the eyes, and balance the piece overall. And lastly, I thought it'd be fun to design and 3D print some extravagant looking fake oil lamps. I purchased a spool of this translucent green PETG from Greengate 3D. It's called Emerald. I want to give these globes an aged appearance by stippling on 2 coats of amber shellac to both the inside and the outside. Yeah, I like that. It reminds me of that Depression era green glass they used to manufacture. And to make them look more like glass, I'll spray on a couple of coats of gloss crystal clear spray. All the decorative parts were printed in a black ASA filament made by FLASHFORGE. To finish them, I gave them a good sanding to minimize the striation lines, glued them and screwed them together, primed them, and did the same metallic spray paint and aging as I did on the drawer hardware. I love using LED flame light bulbs. I can run wiring for lamp sockets through the desk, plug into smart plugs controlled by Alexa, and have animated light for the desk on a timer or that's voice activated. Well, I'm excited. After taking one of these, some of that, bits and bobs from this, and a little bit of that, I was able to make this, my take on a Davenport, or ship captain's desk. And I'm so pleased with the way it turned out, especially since it was such a shoot from the hip, use what you got kind of build. All the little details and laser cuts really personalized the desk. And now that I see it all together, I'm glad I went with the non-traditional paint job. Though the colors might be odd, I feel it still looks like an old-timey, aged, over-the-top piece of period furniture / movie prop, which was the intent. The butcher paper decoupage was a fun technique to do, and I like how it broke up an otherwise flat and boring section and created some texture. Plus, it kind of reminds me of an old parchment treasure map, minus the map, which feels appropriate for a ship captain's desk. And I decided to make a footrest for my tootsies. I couldn't wait to try it out. Ooh, and I lined all the drawer bottoms with 1/8" cork and brushed on a coat of shellac to give them a more finished look. I really love cork as a material, and I'm super jazzed with these 3D printed lights. I scoured the internet for antique lights and couldn't find anything in the right price range, style, or size. These are exactly what I wanted, and a fun test for some 3D printed lighting projects I want to do in the future. In the end, the desk checks all the boxes as far as my needs go. And all said and done, between buying a spool of 3D printing filament, bulbs, light sockets, and some paint supplies, I spent about $100 to have a fun furniture building experience. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna go get this desk set up in the office. This has been Art 2 Cents on how one man's furniture trash can become another man's furniture treasure, or Davenport, or ship captain's desk. Bye. Towels my computer and drawing tablet. Shut up, bird. Caw, somewhere else, bird. I was able to... Shut up, dog! I was able to make this. It's gonna... and I'm choking. And the leaves are falling everywhere. Oh, and the birds are back? Son of a... I just can't work in these conditions.